People always believe they have time. They tell themselves, I'll start tomorrow, I'll try next week, when I'm ready, I'll do it. But what they don't realize is that every delay has an invisible cost. Small postponements turn into habits, and habits shape destinies. When I was young, I failed my college entrance exams 3 times. I was rejected from 30 jobs, including KFC. But what if I had taken those failures as signs to give up? Alibaba would have never existed. Delaying doesn't seem like a big problem at first. You say you'll wait until you have money, until you have time, until you feel more prepared. But tell me, when was the last time the perfect time actually arrived? The world won't stop for you to decide. Opportunities come and go, and those who wait too long wake up one day realizing they've been left behind. As I always say, today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. But only those who keep walking will see that sunshine. Many people are afraid to start because they think they don't have everything they need. They say, if I had more money, I would start. If I had more connections, I would try. But this is the trap of inaction. When I started Alibaba, we had no money, no experience, and no support. All we had was a dream and a team willing to work hard. What made us grow was action, not waiting. Success never comes to those who keep waiting for the perfect moment. It belongs to those who make decisions, even without having all the answers. How many brilliant ideas have been buried because someone decided to wait? And how many lives have been transformed because someone had the courage to act, even in the face of uncertainty? The difference between an idea and a great achievement is action. If there's something you want to do, the right time is now. It doesn't matter if you have little money, few resources, or few certainties. The biggest mistake isn't failing, it's never trying. So I ask you, if not now, when? If not you, who? I don't have money. It's not the right time. I need more experience. These statements seem harmless, but in reality they are invisible chains that keep us stuck in the same place. The problem isn't a lack of money, time, or luck. The real problem is mindset. When I started Alibaba, we had no investors, no connections, no structure. We only had a dream and the determination to make it a reality. If I had waited for the perfect moment, I would still be waiting today. Opportunities are never obvious. When they appear, they almost always come disguised as challenges, uncertainties, and risks. In the beginning, no one believed that a simple English teacher could build China's largest e-commerce company. But I didn't need everyone to believe. I just needed to start. If you're waiting for the world's approval before taking action, you will always be stuck. The first step to freedom is to stop justifying and simply take the first step. The most common excuses are the ones that sound rational. I need to learn more before I try. I need to save more before I take a risk. But the truth is, you will never be 100% ready. I failed countless times before succeeding. I was rejected from college, from jobs, and even within my own company. But I knew that every failure pushed me forward. As I always say, if you want to catch the rabbit, don't change the rabbit, change yourself. The problem isn't the world, it's how you respond to it. Many people wait until fear disappears before they act, but fear never disappears. It only shrinks when you repeatedly face the unknown. If I had waited to feel ready before becoming an entrepreneur, Alibaba would never have been built. The secret to success isn't avoiding fear, it's acting despite it. Every step, no matter how small, breaks more of the invisible chains that hold us back. So if there's something you want to do, stop finding excuses and find a reason to start. Success doesn't come to those who wait, it belongs to those who act. Are you ready to break free? Dreams are useless without action. How many people spend their lives planning, waiting, idealizing, but never executing? I know many like that. They have big ideas, speak about them with passion, but always find a reason to delay. The truth is simple. The world doesn't belong to those who think, but to those who do. When I founded Alibaba, I had no money, no connections, and no business experience. But I had something even more valuable, the willingness to act. I learned early that waiting for perfect conditions is the most guaranteed way to never move forward. If you have an idea and don't act on it immediately, it disappears. The brain finds excuses, fear grows, and before you know it, the opportunity has passed. I've seen this happen countless times. Many people told me, Jack, this idea of e-commerce in China won't work. If I had listened, Alibaba wouldn't exist. Sometimes you have to trust your vision before the world believes in it. Failures are part of the process. When I started, I was rejected by investors, ridiculed by experts, and faced countless difficulties. But every obstacle taught me something. Many people spend years studying, analyzing, and planning, but never have the courage to take the first step. If you want to grow, you need to learn as you go. Real knowledge doesn't come from books. It comes from experience. And do you know what else I learned? Action creates confidence. The more you act, the more prepared you feel. You may not have all the answers now, but you will never have them if you don't start. Success isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about turning the present moment into your best opportunity. The biggest mistake isn't failing. It's never trying. So, I ask you, what is the idea you've been holding on to for years? What's stopping you from acting? You can spend your life waiting, or you can start now. In the end, what separates winners from dreamers is just one thing: action. Failure is the greatest teacher. The difference between successful people and those who give up is not talent, intelligence, or luck. It's resilience. I have been rejected more times than I can count. I failed my university entrance exams multiple times. I applied to dozens of jobs, including KFC, and was turned down every time. Even when I started Alibaba, investors laughed at me. But I kept going. Not because I was fearless, but because I refused to let failure define me. A true leader doesn't just accept failure, he learns from it. Many people think leadership is about always making the right decisions, but that's impossible. The best leaders are the ones who know how to turn mistakes into lessons. When my venture capitalist told me, Jack, you should step down as CEO because you don't know how to be a CEO, I didn't listen. Later I realized that I was a great CEO because I was a teacher. Leadership is not about knowing everything, it's about growing through everything. Most people fear failure so much that they never take risks. But the irony is that avoiding failure often leads to the biggest failure of all: stagnation. If I had been afraid to try, if I had let my early rejections stop me, Alibaba wouldn't exist. The key to success is not avoiding obstacles, but learning how to navigate them. When something doesn't work, I don't see it as a dead end. I see it as a new path I hadn't considered before. The strongest leaders don't hide their failures. They embrace them. They share their struggles, their mistakes, and their lessons because they know that true leadership is about lifting others. If you've never failed, you've never tried anything big enough. Every great entrepreneur, every great innovator, every great leader has a history of failures behind them. The question is, are you willing to fail in order to succeed? So, if you have failed recently, congratulations. It means you are trying. It means you are moving forward. The only real failure is giving up. Every rejection, every setback, every mistake is a step forward, if you choose to learn from it. In business, in leadership, and in life, there is one thing that will always set you apart: authenticity. Too many people spend their time trying to copy others, thinking that imitation is the key to success. But as I always say, if you copy someone, you die. Success is not about being better at copying, it's about being the best version of yourself. When I started Alibaba, many people told me to follow Western business models. They said, look at Amazon, look at eBay, just do what they do. But I knew that China was different. I knew that our people, our culture, and our market had unique needs. If I had simply copied others, Alibaba would have failed. Instead, we focused on building something truly original, something that reflected our own identity. That's why we succeeded. Authenticity is not just about business, it's about everything. People trust those who are real. If you try to be someone you're not, people will notice. Whether you're leading a team, building a company, or pursuing a passion, being true to yourself will always be your greatest advantage. Many people are afraid to stand out. They think, if I'm different, people won't accept me. But the truth is, the world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs you. Your ideas, your experiences, your voice, these are your strengths. The most successful people are not those who fit in, but those who dare to be different. So don't waste time trying to be like everyone else. Focus on what makes you unique. Build your own story, your own brand, your own path. The world values originality more than perfection, and if you ever doubt that, just remember, Alibaba was built on the belief that being different is an advantage, not a weakness. Everyone wants success overnight. They look at big companies, at billionaires, and they think, wow, they made it so fast. But what they don't see is the years of hard work, failures, and persistence behind every great achievement. Real success takes time. That's why I always say, if you want to build something truly valuable, think in decades, not in days. When I started Alibaba, people thought I was crazy. They said, this will never work. For the first 3 years, we made no profit. Imagine that. 3 years of struggling, working day and night, and seeing no financial reward. Most people would have given up. But I knew that great things take time. The companies that last are not the ones that grow fast, but the ones that grow strong. Patience is the most underrated competitive advantage. In today's world, people want instant results, instant wealth, instant success, instant recognition. But if you study the greatest entrepreneurs, the greatest leaders, you will find one thing in common. They played the long game. They were willing to sacrifice short-term gains for long-term impact. The problem is that many people give up too early. They work hard for a year, maybe 2, and when they don't see immediate success, they quit. But what if they had pushed for just a little longer? What if they were only one more step away from a breakthrough? The biggest difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often just this: the ability to keep going when others stop. So whatever you are building, whether it's a business, a career, or a skill, commit to the long term. Don't chase quick wins. Focus on real growth. Because in 10 years, you will either look back and be proud of what you built, or regret that you didn't start today. Pressure is inevitable. The world changes fast, competition is fierce, and challenges will always appear. But the difference between those who succeed and those who fail is simple. Successful people don't run from pressure, they use it. The biggest companies in the world were born in times of crisis. The strongest leaders emerge from difficult situations. The question is, how do you see your challenges? Many people panic when they face obstacles. They say the market is too tough, the economy is bad, this is too difficult. But I have always believed that problems contain hidden opportunities. When Alibaba was struggling, many people told me to give up. They said, the Chinese market is not ready for e-commerce. But instead of seeing a problem, I saw an opportunity. We didn't wait for the market to be ready. We created the market. If you only look at problems, you will always feel stuck. But if you look for solutions, you will always find a way forward. Think about it. Every major innovation, every breakthrough in history came from someone who refused to accept the limits placed on them. The biggest opportunities often come disguised as the biggest challenges. Adapting to change is not a weakness, it's a strength. The world will always be unpredictable. New technologies, new competitors, new crises will appear. But those who succeed are the ones who can stay flexible, adjust, and turn pressure into progress. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by a challenge, ask yourself, is this a reason to stop? Or is this my chance to create something new? Because the way you answer that question will define your future. If you stop learning, you stop growing. The world is changing faster than ever, and the biggest mistake you can make is thinking that what you know today will still be enough tomorrow. I've always believed that education doesn't end when you leave school. It's a lifelong commitment. That's why I constantly ask myself, what did I learn today that I can apply tomorrow? Because knowledge without action is worthless. When I started Alibaba, I didn't know how to run a business. I was just an English teacher. But I learned, I studied, I asked questions, I made mistakes, and I kept going. Many people wait until they feel fully prepared before they start something new. But the truth is, you'll never feel ready. The best way to learn is by doing. The more you take action, the more you discover what you don't know. And that's when real learning begins. The most successful people in the world are not necessarily the smartest, but they are the ones who never stop learning. They read books, seek mentors, analyze their failures, and constantly improve themselves. One of my favorite books is Good to Great by Jim Collins. It teaches a powerful lesson. Good is the enemy of great. If you think you're already good enough, you'll never push yourself to become great. In today's world, Skills that were valuable 10 years ago might be useless tomorrow. Artificial intelligence, automation, and digital transformation are changing everything. That's why I always say, 50% of the jobs we have today will disappear in the next 20 years. But we'll create another 50 to 60% of jobs we have never even imagined. The only way to stay ahead is to keep learning, keep adapting, and keep growing. So ask yourself, when was the last time you learned something new? Are you evolving or are you standing still? Because in the end, success doesn't belong to those who know the most. It belongs to those who are willing to learn the fastest. The road to success is full of obstacles. You will face rejection, failure, and moments when everything seems impossible. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is not talent or luck. It's resilience. I know this because I've lived it. I was rejected by Harvard 10 times. I was turned down by dozens of companies, including KFC. Investors laughed at my business ideas. But I didn't quit. Because every time I fell, I got back up. People think resilience is about never feeling discouraged. That's not true. There were many nights when I felt lost, when I doubted myself. But I always reminded myself of one thing. If you give up, you have already lost. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fall, but the ones who keep standing up. Look at history. Every great leader, every great entrepreneur, every great athlete has a story of perseverance. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company before coming back stronger. Elon Musk faced bankruptcy multiple times. Success is never a straight path. It's a series of failures, lessons, and comebacks. Resilience is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every setback is an opportunity to grow. If I'd given up the first time I failed, Alibaba wouldn't exist. If I had quit when investors rejected me, I wouldn't be standing here today. The truth is, you only lose when you stop trying. So the next time you fail, don't see it as the end. See it as part of the process. Every failure is a step closer to success, and the only way to truly fail is to stop moving forward. Many people spend their whole lives waiting for the right moment to take a risk. They wait until they have more money, more experience, more security. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment. The greatest opportunities in life never feel 100% safe. If they did, everyone would take them. That's why I always say, if it's easy to understand, it's not a big opportunity. When I started Alibaba, I had no money, no business plan, and no certainty that it would work. I had people telling me, Jack, this will never succeed. But I took the risk anyway. And that's why Alibaba exists today. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that risk is dangerous. But do you know what's even more dangerous? Playing it safe your whole life and realizing too late that you never truly lived. Some of the most successful companies in the world were built on risk. Apple bet on personal computers when no one believed in them. Amazon started as a small online bookstore when e-commerce was just a dream. SpaceX took on the impossible challenge of private space travel. None of these companies had guarantees. They had courage. Risk doesn't mean being reckless. It means making bold moves even when you're afraid. It means trusting your vision even when others doubt you. The biggest opportunities will always look uncertain at first. If you wait for certainty, you will always be too late. So if you're hesitating to take a leap, ask yourself, are you afraid of failing? Or are you afraid of never trying? Because the only real risk in life is letting your dreams slip away. Money lost can be regained. Opportunities missed can come back. But time, once it's gone, it never returns. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they have more time than they actually do. They waste years waiting, hesitating, doing things that don't matter. And one day, they wake up and realize they've run out of time to chase their dreams. I've seen this happen too many times. People say, I'll start my business next year, or I'll follow my passion when I retire. But every year that passes is a year you will never get back. When I look at my own journey, I don't regret the failures. I don't regret the rejections, but I would regret not trying. Because the only thing scarier than failure is looking back and realizing you never even tried. The problem is that many people think they have forever. They waste time on things that don't bring them closer to their goals. Distractions, procrastination, meaningless routines. They don't realize that every day is a choice. You can either invest your time in something that builds your future, or you can spend it on things that don't matter. The richest people in the world understand one thing: time is more valuable than money. That's why they don't waste it. They delegate, they prioritize, they focus on what truly matters. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. So the question is, what are you doing with your time? Are you using it to build something meaningful? Or are you letting it slip away? Because in the end, the biggest regret is not what you did, but what you never did. Fear is natural. Every successful person has felt fear at some point. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of making the wrong decision. But here's the difference. Successful people feel the fear and act anyway. They don't let fear control their choices. The biggest mistake you can make is believing that fear means stop. In reality, fear is just a sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's exactly where growth happens. I felt fear many times in my journey. When I started Alibaba, I was afraid that it wouldn't work. When I stood in front of investors and they laughed at me, I felt fear, but I also knew that if I let fear make my decisions, I would never achieve anything. You can either let fear be your prison or use it as fuel to push forward. The choice is always yours. Most people think that successful people are fearless. That's not true. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. Imagine a child learning to walk. They stumble, they fall, but they don't stop trying just because they're afraid of falling again. Why? Because they haven't been taught to fear failure yet. As we grow older, we start avoiding risks, and that's when we stop growing. Fear only loses power when you face it. The first time you do something scary, it feels impossible. The second time, it's difficult. The third time, it becomes normal. If you always run from fear, it will always chase you. But if you face it head on, you'll realize something. Fear is an illusion. It's just a mental barrier between where you are and where you want to be. So, what fear has been holding you back? What opportunity have you avoided because you were afraid? Fear will always be there, but so will the choice to move forward. And in the end, the only way to overcome fear is to do the very thing that scares you. No one succeeds alone. No matter how talented or hardworking you are, your success will always depend on the people around you. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they can do everything by themselves. But I've learned that success is not about working harder. It's about working with the right people. When I started Alibaba, I didn't have money, but I had a great team. We didn't know everything, but we believed in each other. Many people think that business is about competition, but it's really about collaboration. The people you surround yourself with will either lift you up or pull you down. That's why I always say, your network is your net worth. Many people focus on impressing the big names, but the truth is, your strongest relationships often start with the people around you. Your colleagues, your friends, your mentors, they are the ones who will open doors, offer advice, and support you when things get tough. Never underestimate the power of real connections. Trust is the foundation of every great relationship. In business, in leadership, and in life, people don't follow titles, they follow people. If you are honest, reliable, and authentic, people will want to work with you. But if you only care about yourself, you will always struggle to build strong relationships. So who are the people in your life right now? Are they helping you grow, or are they holding you back? The truth is, your environment shapes your success. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in you, because in the end, success is never a solo journey. The road to success is never a straight line. You will face obstacles, setbacks, and unexpected challenges. If you are too rigid, you will break. But if you are too flexible, you will lose direction. The key is finding the balance. Be adaptable in your approach, but persistent in your vision. I've had to change my strategy many times. When we started Alibaba, we thought we would focus on small businesses in China. But we realized that the real opportunity was global. So, we adapted. But what we never changed was our mission, to help small businesses succeed. If we had been too stubborn to change, we would have failed. But if we had changed our vision, we would have lost our purpose. Many people give up too soon because they hit a wall and think, maybe this isn't meant for me. But what if the wall is just a test? What if the breakthrough is just beyond it? The most successful people are not the ones who never change their plans. They are the ones who adjust their plans without losing sight of their goals. Think about a river. If it encounters a rock, it doesn't stop. It flows around it, but it never changes its direction. That's how success works. You will face obstacles, you will need to adapt, but you must keep moving toward your destination. So if things aren't going as planned, ask yourself, do you need to change your goal or just your approach? Success belongs to those who can evolve without giving up. Many people live in one of two extremes. They either focus only on today and forget to plan for the future, or they spend all their time dreaming about the future and forget to take action today. The secret to real success? Balancing both. When I built Alibaba, I wasn't thinking about making money the next day. I was thinking about building something that would last for decades. But at the same time, I didn't just sit and dream. Every day I took action. The problem is, most people either wait too long to start or they rush without a plan. Neither works. Short-term actions create long-term success. If you want to be financially free in 10 years, you need to start managing your money today. If you want to be healthy in the future, you need to take care of your body now. Small, consistent actions today will shape the life you have tomorrow. But at the same time, you must have a vision. Many people work hard, but they don't know where they're going. They focus on daily tasks, but have no long-term goal. It's like running without knowing the destination. You get tired, but you don't get anywhere. So, are you balancing the present and the future? Are you taking small actions today that will bring big results tomorrow? Because the secret to success is not just dreaming about the future, it's building it step by step starting now. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. The most successful people in the world are not always the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who believe they can do it. Confidence is not about having all the answers. It's about trusting yourself to figure things out along the way. I wasn't the smartest in my class. I wasn't the best businessman. But I had something more powerful than knowledge. I had belief. When people told me Alibaba wouldn't work, I didn't let their doubts become my doubts. Confidence is not about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right. The biggest enemy of confidence is comparison. Too many people look at others and think, I'm not as good as them. But success is not a competition. It's a journey. Your only focus should be on improving yourself every day. If you grow 1% better each day, in 1 year, you will be 37 times better. Imagine that. Confidence comes from action. The more you do, the more you believe in yourself. People think confidence comes first, but it's the opposite. You don't wait until you're confident to act. You act, and that builds confidence. So, do you trust yourself? Do you believe you have what it takes? The world will always try to make you doubt. But if you have confidence, nothing can stop you. Because the strongest foundation for success is believing that you deserve it. Many people chase success, but they forget one of the most powerful keys to achieving it: gratitude. It's easy to focus on what we don't have, on what's missing, on what's not working. But I've learned that those who appreciate what they already have always find more opportunities. Gratitude doesn't mean settling. It means recognizing your progress while still striving for more. When I started Alibaba, we had very little. No money, no experience, no connections. But instead of complaining, I was grateful for what we did have: a strong team, a vision, and a chance to try. That mindset changed everything. Instead of focusing on what we lacked, we focused on what we could build. And because of that, doors started opening. The most successful people I know are not just hardworking. They are deeply grateful. Gratitude shifts your perspective. Instead of saying, "Why don't I have more?" you start asking, "How can I make the most of what I have?" And when you focus on possibilities, more opportunities appear. It's not magic, it's mindset. People think success brings happiness, but it's the opposite. Happiness brings success. When you appreciate the journey, when you find meaning in small wins, you build the resilience to keep going. Gratitude is like a magnet. When you focus on what's good, you attract more good. So, ask yourself, are you focusing on what's missing or on what you already have? Because the more grateful you are today, the more success you'll create tomorrow. Too many people believe that success is a final goal, something they will reach one day, and finally feel complete. But that's an illusion. The biggest lesson I've learned is that success is not a place, it's a process. The real victory is in the growth, the lessons, the experiences along the way. When I started Alibaba, I thought success meant building a big company. But as the company grew, I realized something. Even when you achieve a goal, new challenges appear. There is no final moment where everything is perfect. The true reward is in the journey itself. If you're not enjoying the process, you're doing it wrong. Many people say, "I'll be happy when I succeed." But the truth is, if you can't be happy now, you won't be happy then. The richest people, the most famous celebrities, many of them are still searching for happiness. Why? Because they believe success would fix everything. It doesn't. What matters is who you become along the way. The people who live the most fulfilling lives are not the ones who just reach goals. They are the ones who grow, contribute, and stay excited about learning. If you fall in love with the process, you will never run out of success, because every step forward is already a win. So instead of asking, "When will I succeed?" ask yourself, "How can I enjoy the process today?" Because in the end, the journey is what truly matters. At the end of your life, people won't remember how much money you made. They won't remember the titles you had. They will remember how you made them feel. They will remember the impact you left behind. That is your true legacy. When I built Alibaba, I wasn't thinking about just making money. I was thinking about how we could help small businesses, how we could change lives. And that's what made Alibaba successful, because it was built on a mission bigger than profit. If you focus only on yourself, your success will be limited. But if you focus on making a difference, your success will last for generations. Many people work hard to achieve personal success, but few think about what they are leaving behind. Your real impact is not in what you take, it's in what you give. Whether it's through mentorship, innovation, or kindness, your legacy is built in every decision you make. The best leaders, the most admired entrepreneurs, the people who are remembered, they all had one thing in common. They created something that lived beyond them. They didn't just think about their own success, they thought about the future. So what are you building? What will people remember about you? Because at the end of the day, true success is not about what you achieve. It's about how you change the world. People always say, "I'll start when I'm ready." But let me tell you something. You will never feel 100% ready. The biggest regret most people have is not the mistakes they made, but the opportunities they never took. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. When I founded Alibaba, I wasn't fully prepared. I had no experience running a company, no funding, no guarantees. But I knew one thing. If I waited until I felt ready, I would never start. The greatest opportunities in life don't come with certainty, they come with risk. And those who take action despite uncertainty are the ones who succeed. Think about all the dreams people have but never act on. They say, "One day I'll write that book. One day I'll start that business. One day I'll take that leap." But one day turns into never if you don't take action. Every successful person you admire had a moment when they had to decide, take the leap or stay where they are. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't is not intelligence, not luck, not resources. It's action. The people who win are the ones who start. Even if they don't know all the answers, even if they feel afraid, they take the first step. So don't wait. Don't tell yourself, "I'll do it later." Later is not promised. The time to start is now. The question is, will you take action before it's too late?
Jack Ma's insights have changed the way millions of people think about success, leadership, and perseverance. His story is not just about building Alibaba. It's about overcoming failures, embracing risks, and taking action when others hesitate. In this talk, he shared some of his most powerful lessons, breaking down exactly what it takes to achieve continuous growth over the next 10 years. If you've ever felt stuck, unmotivated, or unsure of your next move, this message is for you. He revealed why delaying your dreams is costing you more than you realize, and how small excuses can become invisible chains that hold you back. He explained why those who take immediate action, even when they don't feel ready, are the ones who create real success. You'll also hear his thoughts on resilience, leadership, and the power of long-term vision, because true success is never built overnight. Jack Ma has always believed that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. He shared his personal experiences of rejection, from failing university entrance exams to being turned down by dozens of jobs, including KFC. But rather than giving up, he used every failure as fuel to move forward. This mindset is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who let obstacles define them. He also emphasized the importance of authenticity in a world where many people try to copy others. According to him, true success comes from developing your own unique identity, rather than trying to fit into someone else's mold. If you've ever doubted your own originality, his message will inspire you to embrace your strengths and stand out, instead of blending in. Another powerful lesson he shared is the 10-year rule, the idea that great achievements take time, and those who think long-term always win. In an age where everyone wants instant results, Jack Ma's perspective is a refreshing reminder that patience is a competitive advantage. The best opportunities are often disguised as challenges, and the people who see beyond the short-term struggles are the ones who create lasting impact. And let's not forget the importance of self-confidence. Jack Ma has often said that if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Confidence is not about knowing all the answers. It's about trusting that you can figure things out along the way. His message will push you to stop waiting for the perfect conditions and start believing in your ability to succeed. He ended with a clear call to action. Stop overthinking and start doing. Fear is normal, but it should never paralyze you. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who never feel afraid. They're the ones who take action despite it. This is your chance to stop making excuses and start building the life you truly want. Now that you've heard these lessons, what will you do with them? Knowledge alone won't change your life. Action will. Every successful person started exactly where you are right now, with doubts, fears, and uncertainties. The difference is that they took the first step, even when they didn't feel ready. Will you? Think about it. What is the one thing you've been postponing? Is it starting a business? Learning a new skill? Taking a risk? Whatever it is, the perfect moment will never come. The only way to guarantee failure is by doing nothing. Success belongs to those who act. Jack Ma's journey proves that failure is not the end. It's a stepping stone. Will you let obstacles stop you, or will you use them to grow? Every rejection, every mistake, and every setback can either break you or build you. The choice is yours. Now, I want to hear from you. Which part of this message resonated with you the most? Comment below and let me know what lesson impacted you the most. And remember, if you ever feel lost, watch this video again. Sometimes, the reminder you need is right in front of you. Before you go, hit that subscribe button. If you don't, you might never find this channel again, and you'll miss out on even more valuable lessons. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. And speaking of the next video, watch Jack Ma's experience, from rejection to global success, right now, because your journey to success is just getting started.